Every year, Minecraft gets a new update adding one new thing to the game. A simple addition, something to make the game more fun. But that isn't the truth. Every update Minecraft has added in the past few years has given the game many changes, and there's a feature added years ago that most people don't even know exists. This is villager trading, but there are a lot more options for me. Almost 200 different possible trades from villagers. And Mojang has recently made some of these trades very difficult to get, so what if I get all of them? I'm going to get every single villager trade in under 48 hours. And even though I'm not including color, variation, or wandering trades, it will still be difficult. Librarians now change trade based on biome, with swamp being the best one. Fun fact, there are no swamp villages. It might be impossible, but all I need for a task like this is hope. There are so many other things I'm not prepared for, but I do know one thing. I should probably find a village first. Something tells me that will be important. I was luckily able to find one, but I didn't want to quickly lose it. I'm going to activate peaceful mode for now, but something tells me I can't do this forever. I don't want them running away forever either, so time to trap everyone in their homes. I decided to work on my first villager type, the farmer, which can have 5 different starting trades. I didn't even consider that for the farmer I would have to farm. I also completely forgot to mine at first, even though it is in the name of the game. But I was finally able to gear up and practice home invasion for a 3rd farmer, which gave me the final starting trade. My farming had eventually gotten me to the carrot and potato trades, so I switched to beetroots on the farms. I also knocked out pumpkin pie, pumpkins found right outside my base, and apples. Living next to a jungle provided melons, and I finished off cookies. After that, I got 2 suspicious stew trades, which brings me to the first problem, rare trades. The expert trades of a farmer is stew and cake if you're lucky. I didn't seem to be yet. Next I started the fletcher, which would not only be my second villager. Hello? Which would not only be my second villager, but also provide stick trades, which were crucial for this challenge. While I'm here, I might as well get some trades down too. Not only did I complete the dumb trade, but my farm had also allowed me to complete the farmer's beetroot trade as well. I wanted to finish this Fletcher's trades, which took some mineshaft trips. I eventually came to an expensive feather trade. I have not seen a chicken at all. I went searching, getting a little bit distracted, but found the Chicken's Book Club and asked if I could join. When they said no, I traded their feathers and reached this Fletcher's final trades. This wasn't the last of the Fletcher trades, so I started another one, and got a mason, which would be my 3rd villager type. His trades went by quickly because I already had most of it, and I soon finished the first mason trades. Gambling didn't give me the cake trade again, but I was able to get the master farmer trades, and started a second mason who gave me dripstone and glazed terracotta, which brought another rare trade to my attention. A quartz trade at expert level, which has a 1 in 33 chance of appearing. The next few masons got me the 4 diorite and granite trades, and I broke into the future 4th type's home, the leather worker. Wow, the leather worker has pretty easy trades. Are you kidding me? It took me an entire 20 minutes to realize I had 12 flint in my chest at home. After turning in the trade, I wanted to know about upcoming trades, and found out that not only does the leatherworker need rabbit hides, another animal I have not seen, but he also needed scoot, which comes from breeding turtles. How do you breed turtles? The turtles were bred and I watched the eggs for a while. This is before I found out they hatch faster at night. The next day I got 4 more eggs and built an enclosure for them to hatch in. I just need 1 more egg. Please lay it in the enclosure. Please go in the enclosure. The egg was laid outside the enclosure, so I had to rebuild it with a little pond too. From here, I just spent some time waiting and eventually... Yes! Oh, they're so little. Scoot is obtained by turtles growing up, so I fed all of them over 60 times the amount I should have for the 8 pieces of scoot I needed, because the cleric also has a scoot trade. When I was finished, I let the turtles go. There was still 1 egg left, but I knew that when he hatched, he would go out into the world with his friends. I went back home to continue trading. Oh, I completely forgot the rabbit hide. On my search for bunnies, I found a cherry blossom and took a lot of it. How bad can I be? I eventually found bunnies and led them all to a pit. The bunnies then left to a nice little farm with all their friends, and I got all the rabbit things I needed for trades. I went back to the village, turned in my bounties, and decided to take a break to build a base off camera. I've spent a lot of time trading and haven't experienced the new trees before, so it was a great way to spend some time. Welcome to the base. I got this pet, which I am calling Petals, and organized chests. It doesn't look that good, but I like it. I continued trading and eventually finished the first leather worker. Every job needed more than one villager, but the cartographer could be finished with one villager with the exception of an expert trade. Why is it expensive? I decided to wait until the prices dropped and made a sugarcane farm. Eventually, I gave up and bought them, and created another fletchers so I could get emeralds faster. I did a bit more MLGing. Oops. From here, finishing all of this cartographer's trades didn't take long. It took me this long to get the paper trade. Once I finished, I knew the next best trade was a cleric, which also had little variation. But to get a cleric, you need blaze rods. This meant I had to exit peaceful mode and traverse the nether. Finding a fortress could take hours and maybe even many deaths. Okay. I went through the fortress with a few wins and losses. I soon found a spawner and started collecting blaze rods. As soon as I let go, he will kill me. Sigh. I gathered my stuff and left with 4 blaze rods. On the way home, I found a wolf. I have bones from wither skeletons. Aw. You'll stay here. I no longer had any villagers and houses, so I built a new room to put them in, with my first cleric. This is where I found the rotten flesh trade, meaning that the next night I would have to leave peaceful mode and kill a lot of zombies. Hey mister, leave me alone! When day came, I didn't have enough, meaning that I would have to do this multiple times. The villager room wasn't working, so I thought a hall would look better, along with my second leather worker for a leather trade. I also failed an MLG. Dang. But forgot to set my spawn after zombie hunting and had to run 1,000 blocks. Are you kidding me? I continued finishing cleric trades and went zombie hunting at night, with a few close calls. I'm sorry. I was never sorry. The next day, I completed the bottle trade and finished my last night of zombie hunting, finally completing the flesh trade. I unlocked the master trades and I have to go back to the nether? I got another cleric for the scoot trade and also forgot about the Fletcher's tripwire trade, oops. After that, I decided to get started on butcher trades, which was probably my 7th villager type. I then had to go make some friends. What's your name? How are you? I continue with the butcher, getting him to be a journeyman. I have to go make some more new friends. After using the power of friendship to progress, I got some kelp and cooked it to complete another trade. From here, I had to find some berries, and luckily there was a taiga nearby. Finding the berries took longer, and I even found a village before the berries. I eventually found it, collected some, and went home. In case you're wondering why wandering traders aren't part of the challenge, this is our first one. After 82 Minecraft days. I've spent over 12 hours in this world. I completed this butcher's trades and had a sleepover that night. You wanna play Among Us? His mother kicked me out, and the next day I got another butcher for the last trades I needed. I also got a weaponsmith, which was more expensive, but it wasn't that bad. 32 for a bell? Why? I also completely forgot about the netherwarts trade, but I was able to complete it fairly quickly. I continued working with the weaponsmith. It's not like his trades can get any worse. Are you joking right now? I was able to get past it and continued to MLG because I don't learn lessons. I finally got to the end of this weaponsmith's trades, and after a few stick trades, got a diamond sword. I continued to breed villagers, getting a second weaponsmith for the final trade, and made a fisherman. The trades were pretty straightforward, and I was able to get through them with a little bit of damage to sea life. I made another fisherman and spent my time fishing for salmon, tropical fish, and pufferfish. Back to pets for a moment. I got a cat off camera and want to call it Blossom. We also have Petals, obviously, and I don't know what to call this dog, so I asked you guys, and I'm never letting you help ever again. I was finally able to finish the fisherman trades and decided to try to get the rare farmer cake trade, which could take hours. Oh, I got a second try. Thanks, man. I wanted to get the rare mason quartz trade, but I already tried with 12 masons at my own village. So I decided to go to a new village to be more efficient. I spent a while trying to trade, but it didn't work. I already tried with 20 masons in this world and a lot more in a creative world, but couldn't get the trade. On the way home, I actually found a jungle temple. I've been playing this game for almost 10 years, and this is the first jungle temple I've been to, and even though the loot wasn't great, it was a really fun time figuring it out. When I returned home, I was able to get the rare item frame trade from the cartographer. First try this time. It's now a good time to start the armorer, my 10th villager type. The trades weren't that bad and I finished them pretty quickly. I was also able to finally get diamond armor. Yeah, this took way too long. Of course, the armor has a lot of variation, meaning I would need multiple armorers. Oh, hello? I'm just gonna go. Most of this challenge has been mining trees and trading wood, and while I'm doing that, I normally don't do this, but I have no choice. A creator by the name of ForceCivit has been claiming they are the coolest blue slime man. As a creator who is also a blue slime man, how dare you? Subscribe so we can show everyone who the coolest blue slime is, because we aren't that far behind. I don't want to fall behind in this challenge either, but these bell trades are making it so much harder. I don't even know what to do with this, I was finally able to get the last few trades and the Hall of Villagers was getting too long, so I decided to make a separate room for the shepherds. The shepherds' trades were very simple. It mainly took sneaking up on sheep or a lamb bush. The trades went by extremely quickly. Goodbye 3 stacks of lapis, I need dye. I finished the first shepherd and got the journeyman and apprentice dye trades as well, finishing the shepherds. My 12th villager type, the toolsmith, would go into another side room, and while I was waiting, I used armor trims for the first time. A lot of firsts in this challenge, but I like it. I started on the first toolsmith and oh my goodness, you're kidding me. What do I even do with these? I don't want them. I went through the rest of this toolsmith's trades and even got a diamond pick. I still needed a lot more trades though, so I continued working. It took quite a long time and a few toolsmiths, but I was finally able to get all of the toolsmith trades. I decided to build one more side room for the final villager type, the librarian, but it isn't that simple. Librarians change 4 of their trades based on biomes, so this would be the first of 7 librarian types. Finishing the plains librarian will prove to be some of the easier trades of this challenge. I spent a while working on this until I had to bring in a second librarian and got almost every trade. This is where I found a problem. With new librarians, you get a name tag and an enchanted book for the master trade. I was supposed to get a protection 3 book, but it wasn't there. This glitch could be the end of the... Oh wait, it was right here. Never mind, guys. The Plains Librarian was finished. This meant that I now needed 4 different types of enchanted books from the 6 other biomes, and luckily there was a jungle right next to my house. So I built a pathway to the jungle and built a room where I would breed a jungle villager. Alright, who wants to go on a journey of self-discovery? And after not using a fishing rod on them, I rode into the sunset very slowly. I got 2 villagers into the room and attempted to breed them, but they produced a plains baby. Oh, that's not good. I tried again and even tried breeding them on the ground, but nothing worked. It wasn't until I finally brought the villagers to a wood house on a tree, which actually got me the jungle villager I needed. Ah, finally! This took too long. Okay, Cherald, come with me. I spent the next few moments waiting with Cherald until the villager grew up. Why did that kind of startle me? I was able to get my first jungle book and went to mine wood for emeralds. It felt so much better to do it with a friend. You know, I don't mind mining by myself, it's quite peaceful. I didn't get any other enchantments until the master trade, so I created a second jungle villager which gave me both the enchantments I needed back to back. My next stop was a taiga village, which I had already found before. It was harder getting through trades away from my base, but I was able to move through the first and second librarian, getting all 4 enchantments quickly. I went home and added the new enchantments, and found a savannah village 100 blocks away from my base. The villagers here were less cooperative. This man gave me Curse of Binding 3 times, but got slightly more expensive. I eventually got the master book, and with the second and third librarian, I was able to get all 4 savannah books. I went home and added the enchantments. My sword has 6 enchantments on it, what? It was at this moment when simply preparing for my next travel that my computer crashed and my world corrupted, meaning I couldn't access it again. I went to bed that night feeling crushed. I spent over 40 hours already and was almost finished. With my progress, I would have won. But then I realized something. The challenge was to get every villager trade in 48 hours. After returning from the savannah, I checked my time and I had just over 7 hours left. 7 hours to finish the last 12 trades of the challenge. So I started a new world and got started. Snow biome at spawn, no way, I can do this. You can take away my resources. You can take away my good tools, you can take away my armor. Got some pants, not bad. But you can't take away my journey, or my goal. Village, no way, oh man. And you cannot take away my hope. Let's get started. All too familiar with this. To progress, I had the help of a fletcher, of course, and an armorer. I could just mine, but that's a waste of time. And with all this familiar progress, I soon got my first book. This guy just offered me a more expensive aqua affinity. I was able to get the second and third enchantment, and with one more librarian, I got all of the snow enchantments and left. During my travel, I was able to find a swamp, which I would need later. I also found a desert, which led to finding a desert village. This could actually be it! Oh my goodness. The problem with these desert villages was the lack of trees, and planting saplings would take too long. Luckily, there was a taiga village just over an ocean, which I would use to get emeralds. When I returned, I started my first desert librarian, getting the first and second enchantments. And after destroying a town, I was able to get the last 2 enchantments. This left one more biome, the swamp, which I had previously found. I gathered 2 villagers and went to the swamp. After arriving and constructing a house, I bred 2 villagers and got a swamp baby on my first try. It actually worked! They also bred by themselves and made a desert baby, I don't know why. I eventually got 2 swamp babies, meaning I no longer needed desert baby, and banished them. Goodbye, little one. Good luck out there. After the swamp villagers grew, I got Depth Strider, Curse of Vanishing, Respiration, and the last book and trade of the challenge. Mending! This is it! The final trade. Here it is. Let me check my time. No way! I actually did it! Oh my goodness. After almost 47 hours, around 300 Minecraft days, I finally completed my goal. Even though I had missed an extremely rare trade, even though Minecraft changed cartographer trades 1.5 days after I finished, I still felt accomplished, getting farther than I ever thought I would. I was grinding on this world for almost a month. Every day I had the chance to give up and try something different. A lot of things kept going wrong and I could have done anything else. Something to make the game feel more fun. Instead, I did something harder. I kept going. It was a long and difficult path, but the finish line was worth it. It might feel impossible, but all I need for a task like this is hope.